We are having strong coordination with both presidencies, the Polish presidency and the upcoming French presidency. We have had a series of dialogues, a series of coordination meetings before coming to Warsaw. Right now, we are participating in briefing meetings that happen every day at around 7:30 p.m. To see how things are going here and what are the issues that need to be taken in control, that need to be resolved. So, that's the beginning of this coordination process that we want to build and to be stronger towards Lima.
And it almost seems over the next 2 years, this is going to be one continuous process. So I suppose you're going to be integrally involved in all of that. How would you assess how the process is going at the moment? We've had some disappointing news, I think everyone would agree, from Japan earlier today about the country's emissions targets. So from your perspective, can you give us a sense about how the process is going and what you really want to see in the next week or so here?
we we were very happy with the start of the discussions, with the adoption of the agenda, with not much discussion, um, but we are kind of disappointed about what's happening right now. We see that the discussions are going circular, and we are discussing in spirals, and we see that there are these two parallel discourses happening. One from the developing coming from the developing countries, one from the developed countries, about homework, the homework on mitigation, the homework on adaptation, and these two discourses are clearly not articulated. And we hope that this second week will uh, be able to bridge to have this bridge coming between these two positions, and see, well, and break the idea of show me your commitments and I will show you the money, or show me the money and I will show you my commitments.
What next year is going to be critical in the sense because we're going to have the Ban Ki-moon summit in New York, closely followed by the summit you'll be helping to organise in Lima. What are your what are your goals for countries when they get to Lima? Would you like to see those commitments, if not set in stone and inscribed in stone, would you like to see those commitments on the table?
What we expect from Lima, the whole process during 2014, is to reach New York in September, and to have a clear mandate, a clear political push to the process, in order to have a clear outline and certain pieces of text being discussed in Lima. That's something that we think it's a must, because if we don't have that coming from Lima, we won't be able to close this thing in Paris. We hope for that, and then we need from Barso to have this basic outline with the, the basic elements of the agreement as an outcome.
So, like many people, you're saying at the Ban Ki-moon summit, we really need to see some signs of mitigation and financial pledges on the table.
I don't know if specific pledges will be put on the table during this summit, but we hope that a strong speech and a strong signal coming from the countries, saying maybe not I will cut down my emissions in whatever percentage, but to say, well, I will be able to say this and to have this commitment in a certain date, but a clear date.
When you see summits like this and you see the pressure that people are under and you see the arguments and the stress, do you ever think, slightly regret offering to host these talks and think, this is a tremendous responsibility?
And you have to take in account that we are a developing country, so the effort we have to put in terms of following the negotiations. We historically have had the tiny delegations following two or three issues. Right now, well, we are making history with a delegation of more than 30 people, trying to catch up with the discussions in a huge amount of issues and the five bodies at the same time. We are going to have a financial effort, the big financial effort for a country like ours, but we think it is worth. We think this as the hosting the COP will make our country to turn around, to become a player, a serious player in the international discussions, not only around climate change, and to let us move the agenda ahead, the national agenda, to have the possibility to be more ambitious in terms of what we are pushing in terms to face climate change, in terms of adaptation, in terms of mitigation.
One aspect of this conference which has been commented on a lot is the corporate influence, the coal and climate summit that's taking place on the sidelines, and I guess the access that business has to the summit. Can you see that continuing in Peru?
I think the business world has a clear role to play in the discussion of a global agreement, and in the finding and implementation of the solutions we all need to happen to cope with climate change. Uh, I think that it's good for them to be involved. I also think it's good to have space for other constituencies to participate as well, and to have as much space as the business has. We need to involve indigenous communities, we need to involve in general grassroots organizations, we need to involve civil society in this process. We are discussing with the Global Indigenous Caucus the idea of having an indigenous pavilion in Lima as part of the civil society activities happening there. So we are clearly in favor of all the constituencies of all the parties participating in a very good manner.
Do you have plans to host a climate and coal summit alongside the main event?
No, no, we don't have those plans. No. No.
Okay, and just one final point in terms of Peru and in terms of the work that I know you do with your fellow Latin American countries. What aspects do you think that Peru and those Latin American countries will be interested in focusing on at these talks?
I think, well, adaptation is an issue that will rise, that has already been risen by developing countries. We are as a mega diverse country, a country that is very extremely vulnerable to very tiny changes in climate. So we think that will be a specific issue that we will want to raise heavily on the discussions towards Lima. This issue about constituencies participation and given indigenous communities, civil society, a stronger voice in the discussion is another one that we will want to be strongly transmitted from Lima.